Hey guys, it's Twiglets2 here, back with another Rise of Nations video for new and returning players. I'm going to take you through an early build order, which will work in pretty much any scenario. However, the focus is to get you taking down a tough AI easily. But this early build will also form a good basis for taking on tougher AI opponents and online multiplayer matches. Let's get stuck in. The video I'm showing you today is based on starting with a small town. However, this build will also work on Nomad. If you're starting on Nomad, you'll start by building your first city, library, farms, and first woodcutter camp. So you basically end up with a small town, and then follow this guidance from there. The first thing to do is research level 1 science and civic. If in doubt, science is always a good place to start, whichever age you're in. And civic will allow you to build your first city, which is the main focus of this build. In the meantime, you can go ahead and create more workers. Ideally, you'll be using some of these to scout for ruins and rare resources. However, I don't want to focus on scouting in this video. I want to focus on the actual build order. I've sent my scout out to do the basics, but otherwise please check out my other video on scouting, which you should see appearing in a card at the top of the screen. Allocate these workers to farms and wood and build your second city as soon as possible. Your second city should be towards your opponent and near either a source of wood or metal. Ideally both. While your second city is under construction, go ahead and research Eco 1 to unlock the market. When you're ready to build the market, I suggest building it somewhere between your two cities. I feel like it gives the caravan a shorter distance to go. By now, you should also have a good idea of where the rare resources are, so after your caravan, get some merchants up and running, and allocate them to the best rare resources, which, if you're lucky, will be nice and close. Now you have your second city, you can build more farms and a second woodcutter camp if you're building near wood, which you should be. Get those up and running, but remember, for most nations, a city will generate 10 wood and 10 food. The chances are, right now, you have an eco cap of 100 for each resource. This means you can only allocate 8 workers to farms and 8 workers to wood before reaching your cap of 100. This depends on your particular nation's special abilities, but it's a good general rule. The next step is probably the most controversial of this build. I know many players don't bother with this until later in the game. I suggest building a temple on your second city. Firstly, this boosts the HP of your city, making it more difficult to capture, but you can also research taxation to generate more wealth. By this point, your economy is in its early stages, and you're nearly ready to age up. Before aging up, I'm going to suggest researching Military 1 and getting your barracks up and running. It's also useful at this point that it ups your population limit. Playing against a tough AI, they will send troops your way quickly. This will ensure you can start building a defence, albeit at the expense of slowing down your economy. Get that barracks down, preferably towards your opponent again. You don't have to build this within the radius of your city. If you want to be aggressive, you can go much closer to the enemy, but generally it's a good idea not to place your barracks too far ahead. The final thing before aging up is to get a tower in your second city. The expectation is that your opponent will send their troops here first, which 9 times out of 10 is the case. Now you can have some troops and a tower to help defend your position, with a city that's boosted by a temple. Right, now you are ready to age up into the second age, which is where we'll end this video today. As I mentioned before, you can do this quicker if you were to not build the temple or the tower, for example. Some people don't even bother with Military 1 before aging up, but this is a balanced build order that ultimately gets you to the first research level for everything, and then ages you up at a decent time. You have a defense in place in case somebody tries to rush you, and you're well set up for the expansion that comes in the second age, which I will discuss in another video. I've left a summary of the build order on the screen, so you can come back and use this as a quick reference guide. I hope you found today's video useful. If you're building towards a tough AI, then I guarantee this build order will set you up for a win. As always, please feel free to like, dislike and subscribe for more Rise of Nations content. As ever, I'm always keen to hear from you in the comments section below. I stream the game on YouTube and Twitch, so please feel free to drop in and say hi. The link to my Twitch account is in the description below. Have a great day.